Hello everyone, welcome to this series on Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. In part 1, we talked about his childhood in Rameshwaram. In part 2, we learned about the guidance of his parents. In this part, we will know about his school days and early education. School life was very important for Kalam. It was the time when he started dreaming, working hard, and learning the values that shaped his future. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's school days were filled with simplicity, discipline, and endless curiosity. His journey as a student did not begin in a grand or modern school but in a very humble primary school in Rameshwaram. The classrooms were small, the benches were few, and the facilities were limited. But for young Kalam, this school was not just a place of study, it was a temple of knowledge. Every time he entered the class, his eyes sparkled with eagerness. He wanted to know, he wanted to learn, he wanted to explore and to grow. He did not see the lack of resources as a problem. Instead, he saw every book, every blackboard, and every teacher as the opportunity to dive deeper into the ocean of knowledge. From the very beginning, Kalam was a curious child. He never believed in simply memorizing what was taught. He wanted to ask questions, to go beyond the surface, and to truly understand how things worked. When his teacher explained science lessons, he would listen carefully and then he would keep thinking about them long after the class had ended. If someone taught him about the stars, he would go home and look at the night sky with wonder. If someone explained how a seed grows into a plant, he would watch the plants around his house and try to connect the lesson with reality. This thirst for understanding made him different from many other children of his age. He was not satisfied with half knowledge, he wanted the complete truth. Friends, in our life, the same things happens. When we do not understand something, whether in study, business or job, we often quit. We do not go deeper into it. This is the main reason for failure. So what should we do? If we are not understanding anything clearly, we should go deeper into it, just like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam used to do. This is the right way of learning and facing challenging things. The role of teachers in Kalam's life was very important. He always spoke about them with respect, even when he became a great scientist and later the President of India. One incident from his school days stayed in his memory forever. A science teacher once explained the principle of flight. He told the class how a bird can fly because of the way air flows over its wings. The young boy listened with wide eyes and his imagination began to soar. That day, a small spark was born in his heart, the dream of flying. Kalam went back home and kept thinking about it. He imagined himself rising into the sky, touching the clouds, and seeing the world from above. This dream became one of the guiding lights of his life, pushing him towards aeronautics and space science in the future. Kalam was not a naturally brilliant student. He was average in many subjects, especially in the early years. But what made him different was his determination and hard work. He was willing to put in extra hours to study late at night and to revise until he understood the concept clearly. Slowly, his efforts began to show results. His teachers noticed his sincerity and they encouraged him. His classmates admired his dedication even though he never showed off or acted superior. He remained humble, always willing to help others. These habits of discipline and perseverance became the foundation of his future success. Life, however, was not easy for Kalam. His family was not wealthy. To support them, he started selling newspapers in the morning. Every day before the sun had fully risen, young Kalam would wake up, collect bundles of newspapers, and deliver them door to door. After finishing this work, he would go to school and attend classes. Later, he would return home, help with household chores, and then study late at night. This routine was tiring, but it gave him valuable lessons. He learned time management, responsibility, and the dignity of labor. He never felt ashamed of working. In fact, he felt proud that he was able to help his family while also building his own future. School was also the place where Kalam learned about harmony and friendship. He had friends from different religions Hindu, Muslim, and Christian, and they all studied and played together without any barriers. In Rameshwaram, there was a natural spirit of unity, and Kalam absorbed this spirit deeply. He never believed in division or discrimination. For him, every human being was equal, and every religion taught the same values of love and peace. Later in life, when he spoke about unity and harmony, it was his childhood experience that spoke through him. His school friends remained close to him even when he became a world famous scientist. This showed how deeply he valued relationship and loyalty. Kalam's school days were also marked by struggle and hardship. Many times he had no proper shoes to wear, and sometimes he studied with very few books. Yet he never allowed these difficulties to discourage him. Instead, they became his strength. He understood that real growth happens when you fight against challenges. He developed resilience, patience, and the ability to focus even when the situation was tough. These qualities became his constant companions and they helped him overcome the many obstacles of his later life. Step by step, year by year, Kalam built his foundation. Mathematics sharpened his logical mind, science fed his curiosity, literature and stories inspired his imagination, teachers guided him, parents disciplined him, and friends encouraged him. His mind was growing, his character was developing, and his vision was becoming clear. By the time he reached the end of his school education, he was not just a boy from Rameshwaram. He had become a young man with a dream, purpose, and an unshakable belief in hard work. The turning point of his school journey was his decision to pursue science. He realized that his heart was drawn towards machines, flight, and the mysterious of the universe. He wanted to understand how planes flew, how rockets reached the sky, and how humans could touch the stars. This decision shaped the rest of his education. He promised himself that he would study harder than ever and he would dedicate his life to learning. It was not an easy dream for a boy from a small town with limited resources, but Kalam's determination was greater than his circumstances. He believed that knowledge, discipline, and faith could break any barrier. Thus, his school days in Rameshwaram came to an end, leaving behind lessons that would guide him forever. He had learned the value of simplicity from his parents, the power of curiosity from his teachers, the strength of discipline from his daily routine, and the beauty of unity from his friends. These were not just lessons of school, they were lessons of life. They became the invisible pillars on which he built his extraordinary journey. So, friends, this was about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's school days and early education. In the next part, we will continue his inspiring journey.